morning, guys. Wednesday morning. Beautiful sunny day, but we're supposed to get nailed with 1.5 or up to 1.5 feet of snow over the next couple of days. That sucks. Hopefully the weatherman is wrong. You know, he's been wrong before once. Anyhow, I got a bunch of stuff to do. I made up a new list, and I'll go over that with you in a little bit. And yeah, we just want to start knocking things off the list. So might as well just get to it. Okay, so there's my new list. Some of the stuff was carried over from the old list. You know, fill a diff and transmission oil and filter and front flex lines, a couple things like that. I did cross off exhaust, but I did replace it with tailpipes. So the door panels, of course, we know where we're at on that from the last video. But I made this list up last night. This morning, did a couple of things. So shim the transmission, I did that. And I'm about to finish off the sun visors. So, you know, shimming the transmission was kind of important for this reason. Excuse me. Just tilt the camera down a little bit. There we go. I had to do that so I'd have room to, you know, turn my distributor a little bit for timing. And the cab still has to be rubber mounted at the front, so that'll give me even a little bit more room. So I'm good there. And then on top of that, I also freed up my my visors. So sitting in WD overnight did the trick. So you can see how it turns nicely and swivels nicely. So everything moves as it should. It's fastened together. I made up the actual visor piece. So I'll just paint this up in black, and it's ready to go to the upholstery shop. Tomorrow morning I'll pick up material I need for the door cards before it starts to snow. And the other visor is there on the sawhorse. I'm going to get that done now, and I'll cross that off the list. And then I'll pick something else to cross off the list. So stay tuned. Okay, so there's my visors done, painted black, ready to go to the upholstery shop. Now I figured next I'd clean up the booster and master cylinder. So I separated them because you can't properly clean all the shit up with two of them attached. I'm gonna go ahead, clean it up, and get those painted as well. Cross it off the list. All right, so the booster came out really, really good, super clean. Any places that you know, I couldn't get at with this little guy, I got at with the wire brush wheel and a drill. You know, like in this groove and stuff. So just to get any scale or anything off, I'm going to give it a little shot of primer, paint it black, just a spray bomb. Yeah, I'll do one side, 2 coats, let it dry, then flip it over and do the other side. The master cylinder, I'm just going to clean it up. I'm not going to paint it because anytime I've seen a master cylinder painted, what happens is a little bit of brake fluid gets on there, bubbles up, looks like ass. So I'm just going to clean it up really, really good. And we're just going to leave it raw metal. So, yeah. So the big thing is to get the paint on the booster for now. All right, so the booster is painted all the way around. Yeah, it came out good. You know, sometimes when you're detailing parts and cleaning them up and painting them and all that stuff, it takes longer to do this stuff than it does to actually install a part. So there's the master. I cleaned it up as best I could. Inside and out. It was full of fluid. But it's in pretty good shape. The rubbers are all good. The O-ring and everything over here is good. So I'm going to install this the way it is. But if it's driving me too crazy, you know, I could always paint it after with a brush, but I just assume not. I also pulled out the brake pedal and cleaned up all my marks from where I hammered the hell out of it to get that bend in it. This was a straight piece before. So I can paint that and put that in as well. And then, well, the exhaust is still sitting there, and you might be asking me, why haven't you hung that yet? Well, I thought I had 2 gaskets. I went through my Felpro kit, and I only had 1. Why they'd only put 1 gasket in is beyond me, but so I ordered a set, and that's this gasket here. Ordered a set. It's supposed to be in tomorrow or Saturday, so I'll have to wait until then to put it in. And I have actually one more issue on the exhaust manifold. I chased all the threads that are all the studs, or at least so I thought, except for that back one. And I think I'm going to have to pop the manifold off to clean up the threads on that and get it working. Either that or change the stud. So we'll see how it goes. But definitely the manifold's going to come off. Oh well, it is what it is. Anyhow, so I'm going to go ahead and paint the brake pedal, and when that booster is dry, you know, we'll get it all on the truck. Okay, so I pulled this manifold off, and I started working the threads. The problem is I can't go right around with both bars because I hit the other studs, of course. Just work it nice and slow. Threads are pretty messed up. Hoping I can save it. It'll save me a lot of hassle. So far so good. I shortened this a little bit too. I cut off that much because it was just messed up anyway. Feel it cutting. I gave it a little shot of WD before I put this on there. Every little bit helps. Man, they were really messed up. A lot easier to do this now than after, and then breaking a stud, then drilling it out. I know many of you have been there. Man. Anyway, I'm just going to keep on going back and forth, work it in, and if I break it, well, that way you won't hear me swear. So I'll be back after it's done. Okay, well, it took a while. Actually, it was just the first maybe 1/2 inch, 5/8, but you can see we've all got nuts on them now. and they all tighten right up to the top. So that's a big pain in the ass out of the way. So now when I get my 2 gaskets, I can grab the pipes, bolt them on, done. So yeah, perfect. So I took care of a lot of little stuff today, but day's not over yet. Okay, so the paint was dry enough on this thing, so I decided to put it in. It's attached to the pedal, all done, finished, bolted up, 4 lock nuts, and yeah, it looks good. I'm going to jack up the front of the cab, get my cab rubbers in, and get the bolt started. And once I've got that done, there's nothing to stop me from hooking up my brake lines from the master cylinder to the proportioning valve down there, and get my 2 front flex lines in, and we'll be ready to bleed this thing. I am going to paint this thing after, but after I'm done bleeding, so there's no more brake fluid. I don't have to worry about it. So I'll clean paint the body of the master. So I'll just do it with a brush, just to clean it up, because it is still a little grungy looking, but the cap's fine. You can't paint the cap anyway. When you go to put this clip on, it just scrapes the paint off, so what's the point? But yeah, I will paint it when I'm all done bleeding. There is one thing stopping me from bleeding the brakes, since I don't have the brake lines here, but I'll pick them up this weekend probably. So anyway, I'm going to chalk this up, get the rubbers on, get the bolts in, and yeah, talking about bleeding brakes reminds me of a story. Maybe we'll have story time. Yeah, let's do that. Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to story time. Today's story is called the brake bleeding adventure. So anyway, my dad picks up this 57 Plymouth Fury somewhere in the southwestern states. Car was running and driving. Original paint, 2-door hardtop, black, unbelievable car, just gorgeous. The interior was pretty nice. Paint was faded and stuff like that, but mint shape, never been played with or anything else. The old man got it running, was running really good, did a little tune up on it, and it needed brakes though. The brakes were a little spongy, so he got shoes, and I think he needed a couple of wheel cylinders, got that. Anyway, he did the brakes, and it was time to bleed them. So I was the pedal guy, always the pedal guy. He'd pump them up, hold them down, pump her up, hold her down, the routine. So anyway, we're bleeding the brakes, and he's going on and on, pump her up, hold her down, and he goes all around all the wheels, does it twice. Took a little longer than usual, but got brakes, everything was good. And so he jumps in the car, starts it up, backs it up, drives it into the garage, closes the big door, done for the night. So next morning we get up, he got me up to give him a hand to move some stuff around and whatever, and open up the big door of the garage, and that car is spider-webbed everywhere. I mean, to the walls, the ceiling, the floors. They're just webs everywhere. Unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. It was out of a horror movie. So he had a buddy that was in the extermination business, pest control. Called him up, got him over. Turns out the car was infested with black widow spiders. So there I am. I'm sitting in there like a dummy, pumping on the brake pedal for, I don't know, half an hour. I never saw anything. But yeah, apparently they were in there, man. There was a whack of them. So check the car out a little close if you're getting it from somewhere in the southern states. You never know what the hell's in it. Yeah, could have been a lot worse, I guess. I laugh about it now, but it creeped me out at the time, man. Anyway, let's get back to the car. All right, I'm gonna lift this thing up just a little bit. Lots of room. Okay, I'll get my bolts in, fit the rubbers. There we go. Okay, we're good there. Hey, we're in. Right on. Bolts her down. All right, so there we go. I guess that's it for today. Not a bad day overall. You know, got a lot of little things done, a lot of things crossed off my list. We'll have to see what happens with the storm of the century or the snowmageddon or whatever. Nothing yet, but it's supposed to be starting any time, so we'll see. We'll find out in the morning, I guess. And yeah, I guess I'm going to get on the inner fenders, get the bodywork finished up, block sanding and all that stuff, and that hood latch panel, get those ready for paint. I'm waiting on parts. I'm hoping if we don't get the storm, I'm hoping to get parts tomorrow. I need my exhaust gaskets to get those pipes on the truck and out of my way. They're taking up a ton of room. And what else? Oh yeah, that sleeve for the harmonic balancer, so I can get my pulleys and all that stuff done, get my belts figured out and all that stuff. So hopefully that comes in tomorrow, Saturday the latest. We'll see. And yeah, that's about it. So I'm probably gonna uncork a ice cold beer and bring in St. Paddy's Day. Happy St. Paddy's Day, by the way. I'm of Irish descent, so it used to be a huge deal for me when I was young. You know, I'd party for 3 days, but not anymore. New subscribers, thank you very much. Got a good bunch, and you know, could always use more. So please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, tell your buddies and help spread the word. Don't be shy. Leave comments down below. Let me know what you're thinking. And yeah, nothing else. Get out in the garage and build something, man. Later, guys.